4,000 beagles are being removed from a Virginia breeding operation.
4,000 beagles, 4,000, one day closer to a new home.
The beagles were bred for pharmaceutical research and testing, but the facility was found to be in violation of several federal regulations.
In May, the Department of Justice sued the research company Envigo, which runs the breeding facility, stating they were failing to provide humane care and treatment to the thousands of beagles. In a settlement last month, the company agreed to shut down the facility, though it did not admit wrongdoing.
It's essentially a giant corporate puppy mill. But even with puppy mill dogs, there is the intent that they will go into a home. These dogs are viewed purely as a product. They are bred and created specifically to be tested upon, with no identity other than the one that's tattooed in their ear. Inspectors found more than 100 dead animals. They found inhumane euthanasia practices without anesthesia. And overall, the conditions were filthy, and many of the animals lacked sufficient food. So on top of being a source of suffering and torture for millions of animals, animal testing isn't productive. It's not effective. More than 95% of the products or chemicals that pass animal testing fail in human testing. It is not an accurate model, and yet it continues. It's very expensive, but most importantly, the real cost is in the enormous number of animal lives that are reduced to suffering and torture. So it's a gargantuan effort to take 4,000 animals and move them and put them into qualified hands that will care for them and place them. This effort is being carried out by a large number of different rescue organizations and shelters. We're happy to be doing just a small part of this huge effort by sheltering these 45 beagles. For the beagles that are in our care, they are going to get everything that they need. This is going to be the first opportunity for them to receive that sort of individualized care and attention that they've lacked their entire lives. My hope is that this operation is so huge that it is creating an impact in sort of the social awareness that animal testing does still go on. It is an enormous industry. If you want to help end animal suffering through animal testing, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can contact your legislators and ask them to support the Humane Cosmetics Act. You can contact the Food and Drug Administration and ask them to phase out all animal testing and to fund alternate and more accurate models that don't involve animals. And lastly, you can support organizations that are working to end animal testing or help the victims of animal testing recover and begin to have the life they should have always had.